Hello, Scorpios. Welcome to your reading for any Scorpio placement. We'll cut the deck and proceed. What I was receiving already was that if you're signing or involved in any kind of a contract, to read the fine print to make sure you know what you're signing, that there's nothing hidden there. The drill. Okay, so just make sure. But I'm also seeing someone breaking the chains, okay, being free from some kind of a chain. This could have something to do with the contract. Okay, even marriage is like a contract. Okay, so I see somebody breaking free from something that's chaining you down. All right. Okay, and just Seven of Swords itself has several different meanings. It could be that someone has taken something from you, and perhaps you're taking it back, or you're somehow getting the energy back to yourself, and you're able to now disarm a situation. So it also has to do with like taking the weapons away from your adversary, that sort of energy. So perhaps you're doing that. I really feel like you've learned a lot. And as we're all developing, I mean, it's individual though. Some people never develop because they don't ever put any, blame or any spotlight on themselves. They just look at the other person, and that way they remain a victim. But you're not doing that. You're sifting through your experiences, and you're figuring out what it is that you're needing to change, or how does your energy reflect, or how is it involved. Okay, so a 5 is like getting over a hump, and possibly not, that there might have been disagreements or just people not working well together, or I feel like it's a kind of like chaotic, and everyone has different opinions, and I feel just almost like stressed out and overwhelmed. And that must be what you've been feeling in the situation. All right, so here's the Tower. Okay, so things have to unravel, is what I'm hearing, before they could be put together in a new way. We all know that there has to be some kind of disruption or destruction, or a removal, whatever that is, for it to be able to be rebuilt. And that's what's happening. Okay, so then you're going to be focused on the rebuilding, on the planning. So in other words, Spirit is saying focus on what you do want, and start planning it, even if it feels like you're still maybe in the chaotic part, but you're in the hump, as I said. So just start planning, even if you're journaling, if you're writing down what you would prefer, how do you think that would look? No one else has to see that. You're just doing it so that you're actually taking a step forward in the direction that you want to go, instead of that chaos. Okay? All right. So just keep heading in that direction. Keep looking out for all the possibilities, for what's coming near you, because I feel like as you start the planning process, you know how it is when you say something about like a yellow car, and all of a sudden you see all the yellow cars. It's not that there are more yellow cars. It's that you put your focus on a certain something that you wanted, and all of a sudden you're attracting that to your experience. So that's what they're talking about here, as you start planning, writing things down, or even if thinking about them all the time, but writing it down is important. And then you start seeing it coming to fruition, or coming towards you, and then you'd be like, oh gosh, this is coming into my view, my reality. So let me, check that out, right? Let me just investigate that. Is that something that is going to work out for me? Okay, so just keep looking forward like that. And it's just going to take you and propel you faster and further into what you want, instead of what you don't want. It's almost like, not that it wasn't a big deal, because Tower moments could be quite the big deal, but you're making a decision to not let not drag that behind you, but to just put your energy ahead or in the present moment so that you can have those things coming towards you, right? Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for this time. Take a look at your other placements and you might, get parts of those readings that resonate as well. Take care.